Hello, everybody. It is I, This is the Radio Dawn podcast. I am the aforementioned. The views expressed are mine and mine alone. We are live right now on YouTube and Twitch. Radio Dawn 1 on both. And we are probably linked to other social networks as well live. And you will be hearing this on your favorite podcast location very soon. I did kind of mention that there is a major announcement coming up concerning merchandise. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. I'm going to make this very brief because I talk off the top of my head, and after that little incident a couple of years ago, trying to get my thoughts out sometimes is a struggle. But yesterday, Uncle Bernie was on Meet the Press, and he told Not So Hot Toddy that we lefties need to consolidate behind our expected standard bearer, Mr. Biden. Quoting Bernie Sanders on Meet the Press yesterday, we're taking on the ... former president who, in fact, does not believe in democracy. He is an authoritarian and a very, very dangerous person. I think at this moment, there has to be a unification of progressive people in general in all of this country. First off, I agree with him. I agree with him to this extent. Under the current circumstances, people who are on the left, whether you think of yourself as a insister or resister or anti-Trump or anti-MAGA, whatever, all of us good guys have to coalesce and back the guy who's going to oppose the guy who is opposing the guy who's in office right now. And I know that for a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of nose holding. As a matter of fact, Cornel West, he of the we should visit a barbershop very soon. Cornel West is running on the Green Party. And he was not necessarily happy. I wish I could bring up the volume on this because it's embedded in a videotape on the source that I have. But oh God, I probably wouldn't want to hear him talk anyway. The very fact that now Bernie has to bring together all the folks on the left to fight against all the folks on the right pretty much tells you everything that's wrong about American politics right now. The fact that, number one, we have only two real choices. I mean, corny? Or do we pick, Susie Cream Cheese? I mean, Marianne Williamson? Or JFK Jr., which would be a good choice if it wasn't for the fact that this is JFK Jr. That JFK Jr. Also, if you saw the shouting match last week on Fox, You take a look at all of the people who are not 45s that were on that dais, you start to wonder what's wrong with this country and its politics that we can't find leaders. Actual leaders with pulses and things like that. The closest to anything that's close to leadership in this country right now are in the Senate. AOC and Lauren Boebert. Now, I know that one of those names probably would bring up your breakfast the hard way, depending on what your politics are. But I want you to think for about 5 seconds, no matter how you feel about these two people. Understand that two of the most powerful people in the Senate before they got this job were bartenders. I mean, we're talking about the real-time realization of that Goldie Hawn movie from back in the 80s, Protocol. Really? We need to change this system. This system is not only broken, it is now beyond repair. But then again, so are most of the other political systems around the planet. But America supposedly leads the way. So why don't we just lead the way in terms of how we do our politics? Now, right now, we can't do anything about it. Everything's all set. And for right now, our main goal, our number one goal, is to make sure that 45 does not occupy the White House for a second time. And that is my opinion. You may have another. Feel free to snarklessly leave those comments in the comment section. But outside of this, no matter who winds up in the White House in 2024, we've got 4 years to basically dismantle the system and build another one. And we may have to do it from scratch. What I'd like to see is an elimination of the two parties. I don't know if that's possible, considering one party has already figured out where they're going to hold their convention in 2028. The Republicans are going to be holding that in Houston. And considering how blue Houston is, I'm sure they're really happy about that. But we need to basically dismantle this system and go towards something that I would call a results-based system. Here's the problem. What are your solutions? We'll vote for the one person who can give us the best solution. That's basically how it is, because basically this is a job interview that we're talking about. You're filling a job in government office, and you want to make sure that you are filling it with the right person who has the right ideas for this big conglomeration we call the United States of America. These are the problems. What is your solution? And the solution does not necessarily have to be either left or right, or progressive or conservative, or resistor or MAGA. It could be a combination of all of them. It could be neither of them. But we need solutions. For instance, homelessness. We keep talking about how to solve that problem, but no one comes up with any answers. They just say, well, it's a hard problem to solve. Why don't you sit down and come up with a solution then? And advance that solution, no matter how wild it is. We, if we are as smart as you supposedly say we are, we'll figure out which is the better solution and we'll vote for that solution. We'll vote for the personification of that solution. The problem is, though, this is not working. What we have right now is not working. It needs to change. Quite frankly, it needs to change now, but we can't do that because it's not set up for that. But we've got 6 years to figure it out. Maybe now's the time to start. Also, considering the fact that a trial date has been set for Donald Trump and his 13 friends, and everyone can't wait to see him jailed, again, I ask the question, where? What prison are you going to put Donald John Trump? The reason I'm asking that, there are a few problems. At least 43 of them. That's the number of people, from what I understand, who are assigned to Donald Trump right now as a former president of the United States from the Secret Service. The only way those guys go away is if Donald Trump says he doesn't want them anymore. That includes going to jail. We don't have the facilities to accommodate a separate Secret Service detail to protect a president of the United States who has been convicted of a felony and is serving prison time. The only practical way to do this is some form of house arrest. Maybe put him on a deserted island, not Guantanamo or something like that. But you've got Jeffrey's Island out there in the deep blue sea. It's not being used. Fumigate the place and maybe put him and his wife and his family and his compadres over there. There have been, talks by people in the media that there might be a plea bargain that basically bars Donald Trump from holding any public office or campaigning for anybody running for public office. But if you are waiting to see him in prison pink stripes as they do in Mississippi, think about it. Where are you going to put him? We are in uncharted waters, boys and girls. We have never been here before. And justice does not run on wishful thinking. It does not. Think about that for a second. Before we wrap things up, I did say that we have a major announcement, and if you're watching this on YouTube, either live or on the replay, it is basically right in front of your face. We now have merch, ladies and gentlemen. We now have merchandise. We actually have a store that you can actually go in and buy stuff. These are designs that we've put together. We don't have a lot of them right now. We just have 2, but we are putting more in almost every day. The website is radiodon.myspreadshirt.com. That's RADIODON.MYSPREADSHIRT.com. It's open right now. You can go in there right now and you can buy stuff. And we really would like for you to do that for purposes of supporting the channel and myself. There is one design I would like for you to purchase today, because today is the actual 60th anniversary of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. That is the event in which Martin Luther King gave the I Have a Dream speech. Many people believe that this was the actual beginning of the civil rights movement in this country for African Americans. Now, we need something for everybody right now, but this is just a commemoration. It will not be up for long, but I would like for you to take a look at it and buy a few things. We have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have premium shirts, we have coffee mugs, we have backpacks, we have totes. We have a lot of things with that particular design on them. It looks really great. I really believe in the stuff. It's fair trade and everything. And I think that you'll like it. If you purchase it today, you'll probably get it by next Monday. Today being the 28th of August. And again, right now, we're offering everything in the store for 15% off. Now, this is going to last for the next 13 days. For the next 13 days, you can go into the store and you can buy whatever it is, and it's 15% off no matter what it is. I hope you take advantage of it. Again, it is radiodon.myspreadshirt.com. radiodon.myspreadshirt.com. I may have to put the paid promotion thing up there after we're done with this on YouTube, but I hope that you can help us out by purchasing a thing or two. If you want to just support us directly, you can also go ahead and do that by just going to paypal.me/radiodon. That's paypal.me/radiodon. And we are expanding our reach on unsocial media, because you never know when you can get banned. I have a big mouth and sometimes I use it, and that causes problems. So if you'd like to follow me everywhere I am, and that list grows on an almost daily basis, you can go to my Linktree at linktree/radiodon. That's linktr.ee/radiodon. Linktree/radiodon. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate your business. Hopefully we'll be back a little bit later this week. Until then, bye.